Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I hope you guys are having a good day today, and I hope you're having a good weekend as well. As you can see out here, it's a little bit overcast today, but it's still a nice day. I think it's going to be a nice weekend. So why am I showing you guys this when I had a whole bunch of food on my thumbnail? It's because before we get to the food part, there's a real short story that I want you guys to hear. So what you guys are looking at here is my part of my backyard, immediate backyard, because my property goes all the way back, and my part of my front yard as well, as I guess you can say. So this is my septic field right here. If you can see that black pipe sticking out, that's one of the vents from the tank that they just installed. So I want to tell you guys a quick story that's going to segue into why you saw all that food. So when I first moved into the house, about a week or so before I moved in, I was broke. All right. Like I said, I've been building this house out of pocket. That's why it's still not done yet after 2.5, almost 3 years, because I don't want to be in debt. And when it came time for us to move in, I still didn't have a septic. I had all the plumbing and everything done, but I didn't have a septic tank or a leach field installed. And being that I didn't really have any money to pay for a $9,000 septic installation, I did the next best thing, and I built my own septic. It cost me about $300. All right. Well, guess what? That septic failed this year, as you probably know if you've listened to some of my previous videos, and I had to go ahead and have somebody come in and put one in professionally. Now, initially, a few weeks back when this initially happened, and then especially when I found out how much it was going to cost to get this replaced, I started feeling a little bit down. I told my wife, I said, you know what? Every time that things are going great, something always has to happen. And the next day after I told her that, and then I wasn't angry, I was just kind of disappointed, I guess you can say. I stopped getting angry at things a long time ago. I was pretty disappointed. Well, the next day, after I made that statement to my wife, the next day on my way to work, every day before I go to work, I stand outside of my house and I thank my Lord for everything that He's given me in my life. And I also thank Him for my family. I thank Him for everything. And I ask Him for His continued protection and blessings. And after praying on my way to work, I was like, you know what? Why are you feeling sorry for yourself? Why? Because you have to put in a new septic and spend the money on it that, you initially could not spend. And I started thinking of how lucky I am that I can actually afford to pay for this. Did it drain me of all of my savings? Yep, it drained me of all of my savings. But I know that I can recoup that. I actually had to put a little bit on credit to pay for this, right? But I know that in a few months I'll be back, and the little bit that I had to put on credit will be paid off within the next 2 months. I already did all the numbers, and I'm like, you know what, we can do this, and I'm like, you're luckier than most. And this is me talking to myself. I told myself, you're luckier than most. You can at least afford to pay for it, or at least work to pay it off in a quick manner. Right? And then I started thinking about all of the people in the world that would love to have my problems, because my problems compared to theirs is probably nothing. There's people in this world that literally don't know where their next meal is coming from. And here I am feeling sorry for myself because I have to pay for a septic system, right? And in the end, I can actually afford to pay for it, which instead of feeling sorry for myself, I should feel pretty darn happy and lucky to be able to do this. So that encouraged me to stop feeling sorry for myself. But what happened next is pretty incredible. And I'm going to tell you real quick, and I'm going to keep this extremely sanitized, okay? So a few days after that, I received a phone call. And, well, actually, it's with a community member that has been following the channel for a while now. And this community member almost never comments. I think I've maybe seen this person comment once or twice, if that. But they sent me an email. And this wasn't just this last week, but we go back and forth. I guess you can call it pen pals, where you write back and forth every once in a while. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? They've given me a couple of ideas for videos that I still have to, make. But this community member emails me, and for some reason, throughout our emailing back and forth, it came up that Little Miss Alaska Prepper has a medical condition, which is not a life-threatening medical condition. It's more of a genetic thing that affects her quality of life a whole lot, for the worst, obviously, if it's a medical condition, right? And every doctor we've been to want to do the same thing that they did for Mrs. Alaska Prepper, because it's the same condition that Mrs. Alaska Prepper had to live with for decades. All right, and all that MDs want to do is either give you medication or cut something out. That's pretty much all they do, and all they recommend. They don't really want to treat the problem. They just want to treat the symptom. All right, or eliminate that thing which is encouraging the symptom to go on, right? So I'm sorry about the blowing. There's mosquitoes out now. So this person contacted me, and throughout, a while, we've been going back and forth, and they know about Little Miss Alaska Prepper's condition, and they know someone that can help. And so this person contacted us, and there's actually something that can be done for my daughter without us having to put her on these crazy medications that will not help her as experienced with her mom, because any of the medications they ever put my wife on never really helped at all, and without having to put her on these crazy medications and without having to cut anything out. And and they decided to do it. It's actually like a corporation, LLC. It's not like a person that's, in their house, grinding tea leaves and stuff like that, but it's actually a big business that does this. This is what they do. They help people. And they decided to do it at no cost, at no charge to us. And I couldn't believe it. And here I am feeling sorry for myself because I have to put in a new septic. So I just wanted to put that out there, ladies and gentlemen, is that no matter what your situation is, someone's situation somewhere in the world is always worse off than yours. Okay? So when you start feeling sorry for yourself, pick yourself up. Think of how lucky you are to be here. Think of how lucky you are to wake up to another day. All right? And get up and live. And don't give up. All right? And don't give up. All right? So we'll talk to you here in a second. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a payday prep. I almost wish it was. There's a whole bunch of food here. But I just want to show you all this food. And obviously, I've got it out on my table outside, and it's for a reason. I'll let you know here in a second. So, my coffee account where you guys can send me a coffee every once in a while? So, I go into that account maybe once a month, sometimes, longer. Because I don't check it every day. I don't like go into it every day and say, oh, wow, I wonder if somebody bought me a coffee, right? But I go into it, before I used to go into it, every other day or so to make sure that I shouted people out, to let them know that I appreciate it. But, a lot of people don't like their names mentioned. So I shout it out every now and then, when I go in there. But anyways, I went into my account and there was a little bit of money in there. All right, there was over $100 in there, which it may not sound like a lot, but look at all this food, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all this food. All right. So what I decided to do is to take that money from the coffee account, and I decided to go and buy as much food as I can. And for those of you that are going to say, oh, this is nothing but pure sugar and carbohydrates, well, you know, had I gone and bought pure organic, I would have probably come out with maybe, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of what we've got here. And ask someone who's hungry if they rather have this or nothing. All right, so anyways, so I went and I spent that money on food. I actually called the food bank in our local area and asked them, what kinds of things do you need? And what they told me is that during the summer, when kids are out of school, a lot of them don't get all of the nutrition that they need, because a lot of children, especially for households that, you know, are not really well off financially, a lot of them get at least one, if not 2 meals at school. So during the summer, you know, they're at a caloric deficit in their homes, because there may not be as much food as they really need, especially for a growing child. So they gave me a list of things that would be helpful and that would not go to waste, because they know that they can use these things to give to the local community. All right, and I want to do a special shout out for the people that I work with, in case any of them see this video. This lot right here was donated by some of the people at my job. All right, I put a little sign on my door saying that I was collecting some food for the food bank, and they went ahead and donated these things, and I'm very appreciative of that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what you all did. All right, this is what you all did. And not only, I don't want you to think, well, I didn't contribute to your coffee account, you know, I didn't send you a coffee. It doesn't matter, you still did this. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's because of this community. All right, it's because of this community that I decided that that money would be best suited to go to some people that can really use it. And also, I thought, you know what, let me do a little something for the community around here where I live, because this community here in Fairbanks is a beautiful place, and I wanted to do a little bit of something. But I wanted to show you all that this is what you did. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you guys that donated. And thank you to everyone else for making this a community where someone can be open-minded enough to think that even a little bit of food like this can make a difference. Because you know what? It will make a difference. All right? That family that gets a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly, all right? This is going to make a difference for them. That kid that eats one of those fruit cups, it will make a difference for them. All right, and we can't say that it'll make a difference for them for the rest of their lives, but it will make a difference for them at that point in time where their bellies are hungry and they need food. All right, so I wanted to show you all what you guys got. We got some fruit cups, all right, and a lot of these things that I got were at pretty good prices too. All right, I got 10 jars of peanut butter. I got 10 jars of jelly. I got, I think it's 10 of these, 10 or 12 of these Kool-Aids. All right, I was going to say purple drink, because that's what I always called it. Grape drink, all right? Pure sugar. But you know what? In the summer, when kids are off school, they like this stuff, right? Let them have a little bit, all right? Especially these kids that maybe don't have a lot. Maybe they don't have the ability to have a treat like this. So, of course, got 10 pounds of pasta. And my goal was to try to get enough things to make like 10 small food boxes. You know, as small as they may be. But I got these crackers were on sale, so I got 10 of them. And these are all good dates too. And I got some tuna. Unfortunately, they only had 9 cans of tuna left. So I got 9 of them, all right? And then in addition to these other things, and this is so generous, but look at that. Somebody donated all of those chicken breast cans. And these are from Costco's. And I know that those are pretty expensive, so I really appreciate that. But I truly do appreciate everything, really. You know, so thank you to all of those that I work with. And actually, you know what? I think I might have left a bag in my truck, because I think that there was another bag of stuff. So I'll have to double check. So it might be more than this. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to to show you that, you know, instead of feeling sorry for yourselves, go out there, be thankful for what you have. And if you can, give. Because let me tell you what, the gift that my family was given this last week for Little Miss Alaska Prepper to hopefully be able to have a good quality of life and get rid of that, I'll call it a demon, but get rid of that that medical condition that she has and be able to grow up and not be in pain. I think it's a beautiful thing. And I want to thank you. And I hope that you are watching this video and know that not only do I, but my entire family appreciates it from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of our hearts. It's extremely generous. I really don't know what to say. And this is so very small compared to that. But we can only do what we can do, right, ladies and gentlemen? So this is what I'm going to pledge to you all. Any funds that I receive from that coffee account, so anytime you guys buy me a coffee, any of those funds, I have to say this, all right, minus what I have to give the tax man, all right? It's injustice at its best. You guys work, get paid, get taxed on it, then you donate money to that, you know, coffee account, and then I have to pay taxes on that too. But it is what it is, and you can't fight it because I don't want to end up in a little cage like that, all right? So, but I'm going to make this pledge that any monies that is donated to that coffee account, that I will always use it to donate to a good charity, all right? The next one that I have in mind is probably going to be the homeless shelter that we have here, because towards winter time, they really can use blankets and boots and things like that. I actually donated like 17 or 18 pair of boots to them like 3 years ago. They were having a sale on base on winter boots, and I bought a whole bunch and brought it over to them. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you. I'm not going to carry this on for forever, all right? This may be a short video. There may be a bonus video attached to this one because it's not very long. But I'm going to take you guys along and show you what the food shelter looks like. So we'll see you when we get there. Hopefully, one of them will talk to us and can let everyone know how they can actually help, what ways there are for you to help, whether you live in the Fairbanks area or whether you have a food shelter near to where you live, what you guys can do to help, maybe volunteer, what they look for during certain times of the year and things like that. So hopefully they'll talk to us, but we'll see you then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived. This is the food bank here for Fairbanks. And I like that sign. If you can read it, it says good happens here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up my truck to this bay right here, and then I'm going to go talk to someone so we can unload this food. Hopefully someone will be willing to talk to us and let us know exactly what their operation is like here, and, you know, just all of those small things that people like to know as far as where their donations go. So we'll talk to you in a little bit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't able to record in there because the people that actually run the food bank, you know, I guess they call them the CEO and the director or something like that, they weren't there today, and the volunteers are not allowed to speak on behalf of the actual food bank. However, they did give me their information, and I'm hoping to be back in order to talk to them and to maybe even do a little volunteering. Unfortunately, most of their volunteer hours are needed during the week, right in between where I work. But it'd be a pretty good thing to do for me to bring Little Miss Alaska Prepper down here one day during the week when I take a week off of work, because they did say that they do have cooking in there, and I asked them if they would accept any volunteers for cooking food. And they said absolutely, and they said, you can cook? I'm like, I can cook, you know, good enough to where it's not going to make you ill. So, but they did tell me some of the things that they do there is too. Not only do they collect food and redistribute food from that area, but they also have a program where they actually make up food boxes and actually deliver them to people that cannot get out of their home, like some of the elderly who are not able to get out of their home or do not have the means by which to get to the food bank to get help. In addition to that, they also provide a lot of food stuff that's donated to them to a battered women's shelter that's right across the street from where they are located. And they also provide some food stuff to a homeless shelter that's only about a block and a half away, which is actually the homeless shelter that I donated to here a while back. So they do a lot of really good things there. And one of the things that I notice a lot whenever I walk into a facility that's run by volunteers is how happy people are in there. All right, because they're not being made to do this. They're doing this, out of the generosity of their heart. They're not doing it because they have to be there to do it. So everyone in there was very happy. The young lady that I spoke to was very, very nice. And actually, I only interacted with 2 people, and they were both very nice. The gentleman that helped to get the food out of the truck, he's been volunteering here for 3 years now. All right, and he must see that it's doing something good for the community if he continues to volunteer. So that tells me that this facility here is actually a good facility to donate to, because if there's people there that have been volunteering there for a long time and they keep coming back to volunteer, it means that they don't think they're wasting their time. So I'm actually very happy that I did this, but I did do this in your name. That's why I really wanted to record when I was talking to the young lady, but I did not want to interfere, and I did not want to impede on her or the facility's privacy. So I wouldn't do it, not even undercover, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't do that, because if they say no, then it means no, and you have to respect that. But I was very happy to be able to do that, and on behalf of our community, I did that. I didn't say, I'm here to drop this off. I actually explained to them that, hey, listen, I have a small YouTube channel, and I have a lot of really great community members, and they donate to my channel, and I decided to take the money that they donate to the channel and to pay it forward on behalf of our community, not just myself. So I want you all to know that I want to thank you guys very much. And like I said, even if you've never bought me a coffee, all right, it's still because of you that I'm able to do this, all right, because the community is all of us together. It's not just me. It's not just the people that, donate or contribute monetarily. It's everyone, all right? So I want to thank all of you for allowing me to do this. And I'm truly hoping that in the future, man, it would be so awesome if we can go in there and bring like a full truckload of stuff to give them. It would be incredible. And I'm hoping that maybe one day we'll be able to do that. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do it together. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up. I'm going to drive, probably drive for the next 5 or 10 minutes and then speed it up so you guys can take a look and see how the trees are starting to blossom and, how all the leaves are coming out. All right, so I'm going to let you guys enjoy the scenery, and I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you for joining in today, ladies and gentlemen. I truly appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out for a few minutes. Hopefully not too many of you missed this live chat premiere, being that I'm doing it on Saturday in recognition of Mother's Day tomorrow. All right, so to all your mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. If you're not a mother, remember that you probably more than likely have a mother. So make sure that you spoil her and take care of her tomorrow and show her how much you love her. All right. Having said that, remember to be good to each other, because when good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to every one of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.